Hello everyone, today I will show you how to use Redis as your storage system for storing Spring Session user information. So let's say you're writing a web application and you're using Spring Web, Spring Session, and you're looking for a storage system. Well, Redis is a perfect choice. Today I will show you how to use it for your project. So let's get started. So once you create your project, either you're using Gradle or Maven, so go to your POM XML or build Gradle, and these are the dependencies you need. So you need Spring Boot Starter Data Redis Reactive, and you need Spring Boot Starter Web. So these two, you need them. And a third one, which we'll have to add in order for this to work, this one. So you need Spring Session Data Redis. So you can go to this Maven repository site, and I'll use the latest version. So I'm using Gradle, I'll copy this, but if you're using Maven, you can copy this. So it's pretty straightforward, and just copy that into your project. Okay, after we have added this, just refresh your changes. And now we have set up everything to work correctly. Next step is configuring Redis to work. So in order to run Redis, I will use Docker because it's much easier, but you can also download and install Redis on your system and then run it on some port. In order to run Redis, it's pretty easy. So once you have Docker installed, you can go to your terminal and just run this command. So docker run, and then name is optional, and then which port. So port in Docker will be 6379, and on my localhost 6379. In detach mode, and the image will be Redis. So just run that, and as you can see, I don't have the image locally. First it will download it and then install everything that is needed. So once that is ready, so once you have Redis installed, we can now write some actual code. Okay, so Redis is installed. As you can see in here, it's running local Redis. If I go in, you can see it's ready to accept connections. So basically Redis is installed and we can start using it as a storage. Now it's time to write some code, so see you in the next section. So we're nearly there. Once you have your Redis up and running, either on Docker or your local host, in your application properties or application YAML, you need to put these two properties so Spring can automatically connect to Redis. So basically this is everything you need. And now Spring will detect that you're using Spring Session, that you're using Redis as your session store, and it will automatically connect to it and do everything for you. The next step is your application. So for that, I have created this controllers package, and inside this class session controller. So basically it's a REST controller, and it has two mappings. Write, which has two request parameters, key and value. And once you send a request, it, as you can see, it automatically gets this session object because you're using Spring Session, so everything will happen automatically. And you can say session set attribute, and you need a key and a value. So we're taking that from the user, and we're returning that we have updated the, let's say, shopping cart. And in the read, the user needs to send the key, and then we can read from the session. Basically, what happens behind the scenes is that Spring actually returns a cookie to you, and once you send that cookie when reading the session, so when writing, if you don't have a cookie, Spring will create one for you. After saving the session, it will return the cookie to you, and when you read, you need to send that cookie back to Spring, and it will extract the data with this key from that session. And basically, that is all you need to get started. Of course, you can do a more complex scenario, but I just wanted to show you how to use Spring Session with Redis as a data store. And now we can run this application. Yeah, once it has connected to Redis, and once you see Tomcat started import something, let's go to Postman and test this. So I already created these test requests. First, the create session. So On localhost 8080, that's our Spring Boot application. Write key is hello and value is world. So I already tested this before. So now I will delete the cookies. As you can see, there are cookies here. Let's clear all cookies. So now we're an anonymous user sending a request. And once we send the request, you can see that the card has been updated. But in the cookie section, you can see that we got something back from our Spring application. And if you go to headers, actually headers down here, we can see that we have this set cookie, and that was sent by our Spring Boot application automatically. And now we have this cookie. And then when reading the session, if you go to cookies, you can see that we still have the same cookie. And now if I send it with this key, I will get back world, because that is what we stored as a value under key hello. But if I now delete all cookies again, and I send a read request without the cookie, you can see that I'll get nothing, because that session doesn't exist. So that means that Spring is correctly saving user sessions in Redis. And yeah, I hope that was helpful. If you need any help, let me know down in the comments, and you can find the full code on GitHub. See you in the next video. Bye.